Welcome to Love Your Soft Body, a 30-minute practice to stretch and soften tight muscles in the physical body. A practice that makes space in your body for your breath, so your breath you might find will slow down a little bit perhaps. That's always quite relaxing and calming. And a practice that trains your attention, trains you to focus your attention as best you can on the sensations in your body as we move. Bearing in mind, of course, that the thoughts will drift, the mind will wander, that's not a mistake. We'll just gently practice coming back to sensations in the body as a tool to keep us focused and mindful as best we can for this half hour that we have together. So I'm going to suggest for seated, starting seated, that you grab a couple of cushions. I have 2 yoga blocks here. So you might grab 2 cushions, 2 yoga blocks, 1 cushion, a pillow, a couple of folded blankets, anything that could help you sit up a little taller, helping you lengthen the spine and find ease and space in the body. You could be kneeling like I am now. You could be, of course, seated in a chair for all of this, or you could sit cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. And wherever you are, take a moment to just settle and land, arriving without rushing into our practice. We'll take a moment just to tune into the sensations in the physical body, just how you feel right now and how you are. And let's see if we can bring today a sense of allowing into the practice. So we're not really seeking to change anything. There's nothing gone wrong with how we're feeling from moment to moment in the practice, just this sense of being with what is in a spacious, curious, open-minded, kind-hearted way. Let's start by exploring sensations in the side body. So this is just a really simple stretch, and it's to help us to start to tune into how it feels to lengthen and soften tight muscles. So we'll place one hand on the floor beside us, either hand. The other hand gently stretches up and over. And we'll take a few breaths here. It can be nice, really just kind of feel into your own body for this. It can be nice sometimes to make the breath feel a little bigger or more spacious in the places where you're feeling the stretch. Maybe 1 or 2 more breaths here, just kind of feeling into this space you're creating in your side body. And then to come out, we'll breathe in and reach up. Breathing out, we'll let that hand lightly land, and then we'll take the other arm up and over for a sense of discovery on the other side. Sense of feeling into what is. Maybe expanding the breath a little bit, making the breath feel bigger, take up more space in your body. 1 or 2 more. And then that hand releases down and we come back to center, back to this place of awareness for a breath or 2. And maybe you just notice how you feel and how the breath feels. So when we're breathing in this practice today, my invitation to you is to allow the breath to be as it is. Just feel into it and sense how it naturally is. And then if you were to give yourself one little instruction for your breath, it might be, there is no hurry as I breathe. Let's try that for a few rounds of breath. There is no hurry as I breathe. So let's not rush the point of full inhalation. Let's just wait patiently there until the body naturally fills with breath. And on the way out, same thing. Let's not rush to that place of full exhalation or rush too quickly into taking the next breath. Let's let the breath go all the way out to the point of complete emptiness each time we encounter the out breath. There's no hurry as I breathe. Or maybe try this little thought on, see how it suits your body right now. Space in my body for my breath. Maybe as you breathe in, you explore that gentle expansion in the chest and there in the side body where we've stretched already. Space in my body as I breathe. Lovely. So if for our practice today, we manage to remind ourselves there's no hurry here as we're breathing today. And if we can manage to feel or sense or tune into this spaciousness we're creating, well then, well done us. That's a practice very well done indeed. Let's get a little more curious now, up close and personal, with strong sensations in the body as we stretch and release parts of the body that are commonly places where we tend to hold tension as humans. We'll start with shoulder area, back of neck, face, jaw, temples. And let's change the cross of the legs if that's comfortable for you. Because when we're seated, it's nice to alternate how the legs are crossed and get a more balanced sense of grounding down evenly through both hips. So this is my natural way I would tend to go. To swap it out can feel a little awkward initially. So you just feel into what feels right for you. And again, we could be in a chair for this. So, getting up close and personal now with tight shoulders. I think a lot of us can relate. We're going to start by reaching the arms out in front, palms of the hands face up. And then we make a little right angle at the elbow. And then we're going to take one arm over the other. I'm going to start with right over left. And we cross over as best we can. Now, if you're tight in the shoulders, this is going to be difficult. So you just go to wherever feels right for you. For some people, you might just stay like this. This will be as far as your arms will go. For some people, the back of the arms might be able to touch. And then for some people, you might wrap around so that the forearms interweave with each other. And then straight away, for me, for sure, this wakes up interesting sensations in the upper back and chest. Jasper is coming to investigate. So right now, just breathing. Remember this space in my body for my breath. Feeling, sensing into shoulders, upper back. Now maybe for our last breath or two here, the elbows lift slightly. This wakes up more sensation, and maybe the forearms can gently move away from the face. Elbows up, forearms up and away from the face. One last big breath in. Let's make it a big, big breath. Let's swell with the inhale. And maybe a deep sigh as we release the arms. Now straight away I'm prompted to do a little shoulder circle here, a little wiggle. So why not just wiggle and move in a way that feels nice for your shoulders and upper back now. The lovely thing about practicing at home is nobody sees you. There's that invitation to move in a way that feels right for you. Let's look at the second side. So arms out in front again, palms of the hands face up, the bend in the elbow. This time for me it's left over right, so opposite arm. Arms wrap or the back of the arms touch. You figure it out what feels right for your upper back now as you explore space for your breath. And now here we go, as best we can, back to our focused attention training. The sensations, the swell of the inhale as you make more space for yourself, more space for your breath. There's no hurry here as we breathe. Maybe lifting the elbows up a little bit, forearms lift up and away from the face, 2 more breaths. Last breath here, we're going to make it a big, big, big inhale. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth, release the arms. And now, how does everything feel? Remember, we're practicing being with what is, without judgment, without story. Just noticing what's real, what's present for you right now in this moment, the sensations in your body. Let's drop chin to chest for a few breaths. So we'll stay sitting up tall, we're not going to collapse. We're just literally going to draw the chin down closer to the chest. Gaze drops down towards the floor. And for me now, a really pleasant sensation of stretching, expanding, and creating more space at the back of the neck and across the shoulder girdle from outer shoulder to outer shoulder. Nice and broad. A few big breaths here. Feeling the swell, the lift, the expansion on each inhale, making space. And let's open the mouth slightly here and let's let that lower jaw soften. Let's see if we could allow the skin on the face to soften. It kind of feels this way here, kind of held by gravity, plump and full and line free. 2 more breaths. Lovely. On your inhale, lift the head back up so we come back to seated. Exhale, pause here. And let's do a few loopy shoulder circles again. So just kind of nice, big, round, spacious circles. Lovely, well done. So just a really simple stretch for the side of the neck. Let's go back to the original cross on the legs. And if you need to shuffle around or move around in any other way, trust your own body to guide you there. Right ear to right shoulder for a few breaths. So this is just a little lengthening and softening for the exposed side of your neck as you notice sensations and breathe. Inhale, the head picks up. Exhale, second side for a few breaths. It's kind of interesting what happens in the face of strong sensations. Do you have a tendency to frown maybe, or clench your jaw? Could you stay with this spaciousness we're cultivating? The unrushed breath, the curiosity, letting go of any stories. 1 more breath. Lovely. Inhale up. Exhale, pause here. So a final little one for neck, chest, breath. This particular stretch, in contrast to what we've been doing, which has been so far kind of calming and releasing, this is a little happy moment, a little expressive moment. We're going to stretch out the front of the chest. I'm going to invite you to come to kneeling for this, and you can just place your cushions or your blocks to one side. So we're kneeling on the floor if that's comfortable for you. Again, if you're in the chair, just modify this to suit you in the chair. We're going to do a little stretch called camel pose. So let's stay low to the earth for this today. We're just going to place the hands on either side of the body and then back a little bit. So you walk the hands back. And then we're going to lift the chest, the throat and the gaze to the sky. And it can be really nice here, if it feels right for your body, just to let the shoulders kind of release back and down away from the ears. So the sides of the neck now feel lovely and long. We're going to take 3 big breaths here. Well done, last breath. Great, and then just coming back to center again. Relaxing the hands on the legs. Just noticing how the whole body feels. Maybe noticing how the cavity in your body for breath feels. Lovely, 2 more breaths. Great. So if you're doing a shorter practice today, we're almost up to 15 minutes now. Imagine it's how quickly time goes when you're connected to breath and body. This might be a little nice little 15-minute practice for you to get you ready for your day. If you'd like to come with me a little longer, we're going to come to lying on the floor now to take that same sense of spaciousness and inquiry into the thick muscles at the base of the spine, the lower back, glutes and hamstrings, another place where we notoriously carry tension as humans. So the invitation now is to come to lying on your yoga mat with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor. We're not going to completely flake out yet, although there will be a nice little relaxation for you towards the end of the class today. So it doesn't really matter if you can't see all of me for this. I think you will have enough visual reference to be able to follow me with ease, and my intention for this practice is for it all to be quite easy and gentle on your body. So let's start, as I said, with knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Hands resting on lower belly. We're going to pause for a moment. We're going to explore this spacious cavity we've created in the inner body for breath. And let's right now draw our attention especially to the lower belly, base of the body, and the pelvic floor. Let's see if we can find a quality of being kind of watery inside as we breathe, watery and spacious in the inner body as we observe the natural rise and fall of the breath. Remember, there's no special way you need to be breathing for any of this. It's your natural breath as you find it, as best you can, an unrushed breath today. Let's draw knees to chest for a few breaths. And straight away when we do this, anatomically what's happening is a lovely stretch for the whole back body. So rock a little bit here side to side, let the weight of the body settle into the floor, let the weight of the body, the heat of the body start to melt tight muscles in the back body. And with one hand on each knee, it might feel nice for you here to take the knees a little wider so we get that sense of spaciousness across the lower back, into the base of the spine, into the hips. See, can you soften your feet? Give the toes a little wiggle here. Create a sense of space between the toes. And maybe a sense of space in the face, forehead area, temples and the jaw, kind of smooth and line-free. So placing both feet flat on the floor now, we're going to explore thread the needle pose on each side, and we'll start by taking the right foot over the top of the left thigh. With your right hand, you gently encourage the right leg to move away from your body. Again, a sense of spaciousness, but nothing forced. We're not trying to make anything happen here. We're just releasing any feelings of being tense or tight or small in the body. And then the right hand goes through that gap you've made between your legs, and you might be able to reach around and hold the back of the left thigh. Sometimes if you're stiff, you might need to use, say, a belt from a dressing gown or a tie to catch around the back of the leg. But if you can hold with your hands, you hold here, or maybe you hold the outside of the knee. And now we're going to stay here for, I don't know, maybe 8 breaths, somewhere between 5 and 10 breaths. And we'll start by just simply being curious about the sensations there at the right hip area. Maybe we gently start to draw the legs a little closer to the body. We see about maybe lengthening the tailbone away, so the sense of spaciousness and length we created through the spine area remains intact. I've kept my toes spread wide. Maybe explore that, spread the toes wide, feet like standing feet. Let's take 2 more breaths here. 2 more unrushed breaths. And if it's helpful for you, matching breath and movement can be quite soothing. We'll here release on an exhale, releasing the hands and letting that foot land back down on an exhale. But we're going to keep the shape of the right leg. So your right leg right now is kind of roughly like a number 7 along the left leg. And now we're going to take this into a reclined spinal twist. So the 2 legs remain in one unit. And the 2 legs together are going to travel over and down to the left side. You might find your top foot lands on the floor like a standing foot here. And then, as best we can, we soften the arms out. You'll kind of decide what feels right for your arms in this shape. For now, let's keep the head and the shoulders facing straight up. So we're not twisting across the shoulders, we're twisting through the middle of the body. The lower back is free, it's off the floor, it's spacious. And then with the gaze, if it's okay on your neck, you can turn your head away from your legs to look out over your right hand. And we'll settle and take a few breaths here. Noticing the sensations apparent in the body in this moment. Noticing as best we can the spacious, unrushed breaths. Let's take 2 more breaths here, no hurry. And again, as best we can, matching breath and movement if that works for you. We're going to remain in the pose for the exhale. And on the inhale, we're going to pick back up. Breathing in, come back up the way you came. And maybe the feet come back the same way. Place both feet on the floor. Place both hands on your lower belly. Notice sensations. All of that to the left side, left leg crossing over right. Maybe toes spread wide. Gently encourage the left leg to move away from you. Space in your body for your breath. Reaching through, maybe you grab your belt or your dressing gown rope or your tie at this stage. Hands clasp the back of the right leg. Some of us straight away here will have this desire to stretch deeply, or maybe to pull the leg in or force the leg in. Maybe the hands are tight. Let's see if we can explore allowing. Just kind of noticing, not judging or rushing to change, just noticing and allowing. And then maybe we gently draw the legs a little closer to the chest to explore deeper sensations. Let's explore 2 more breaths here, and if we can, we'll release and land on an exhale. Last inhale, exhaling back. The arms release out for our reclined spinal twist, and now this time the 2 legs together over and down to the right side. Top foot might land like a standing foot, but don't worry if that doesn't happen for you. Gaze away from the legs. Space in my body for my breath. There's no hurry as each breath enters and leaves the body. 2 more. Exhale the breath out in the twist. Inhale to come up. Exhale, knees to chest for a few breaths. And here the invitation is to move side to side, maybe wiggle the ankles, stretch out the toes, explore sensations and spaciousness. Maybe turning the soles of the feet to the sky, a little kind of half inversion here. It can be nice if it suits your body to just hang here for a little bit, chill here for a little bit. To stretch the hamstrings, and there's a little caution here. The hamstrings can be tight for a lot of us, so go easy if you're exploring this next one with me. Maybe happy baby pose. The hands go inside the legs and you hold on to the outer edge of the feet. If that seems impossible for you, just go ahead and hold on to calf, ankle, lower leg, wherever. And again, think spaciousness here, a sense of space in your lower back, so broadening out, hips and lower back. Maybe this rocking side to side is helpful for you. And maybe here you can get playful like a baby and just gently extend one heel away and then the other one at a time. So not forcing a deep stretch or straining to achieve any particular shape, but just curious about sensations and open to what's arising moment to moment, using the relaxed, spacious breath as a tool to help keep us anchored in the present moment and grounded. Moving in whatever way feels nice for you now for your last few breaths here. And maybe a deep sigh here and there. Lovely, well done. So knees to chest one more time. If it's okay on your neck, you could pick up the head, tuck chin to chest, lovely stretch for the whole back body. And now my invitation to you is to come to Savasana for a couple of moments. That's just simply lying down on your mat or on the floor in a very relaxed, spacious manner. However However that is for you. You might need to pop something under the back of the knees. You might need to pop a little cushion or pillow under the back of the head. Take your time to get relaxed. So for this practice, my suggestion is that you stay as you are for 5 minutes or longer. You can always doze on after the practice has finished. I'm going to come to one side and I'm going to come up to seated again because I have a little poem I would like to read for you to enjoy in your relaxation today. So you stay as you are. This poem actually inspires the theme of the practice today. A poem by the poet Mary Oliver. Called Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. If you are lying in Savasana, my invitation to you is to stay as you are for another minute or two to complete your 30-minute practice, or maybe just to switch off this recording and take an extra prolonged Shavasana to allow your soft body love what it loves. If you're ready to complete the practice shortly, my wish for you is that some little echo of this practice comes with you into the rest of your day. Maybe you notice spaciousness as you move through your day today. Maybe there's a feeling of lightness in the body. Maybe there's some completely different sensation that has arisen as a result of your practice today. And if there is, I'd love you to share it with me. Please feel free to share your experiences in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it and comment on it and spread the love. Love your soft body and spread the love so that all of us can find a little more love for our soft bodies as we move through life together. I'm going to close with a hug. An inhale to stretch and an exhale to wrap my arms around my soft body and share with you feelings of love and gratitude for sharing this practice with me today. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.